Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Akira Sandra and you are welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. Actually, I'll be taking you guys through information sources today. Last time I took you guys, I was just giving you a brief description what is information literacy, the types of information literacy that we have. But today I'll be taking you through basically primary and secondary sources of information. So I'll be giving you a brief description, what they do, yeah, something like that. Don't forget to tap the like button if you liked my video, if you like what you see, if you like the content. Of course, that will be after you watching the video. Okay. So let me get to my document and get us the I have prepared a slide that will make learning easier. Okay, just over here. Okay, like I said earlier on, I want learning to be easy for you guys. So here, types of information sources. We have primary sources over here, secondary sources. I hope you guys are able to see what I'm pointing at. I have your primary sources, secondary sources, and tertiary sources. So here I have primary sources. The characteristics of primary sources. We have originality. What I mean by first of all, first characteristic of primary sources of information is that they are characterized by originality. In other words, they are original. What do I mean by originality? Here we can explain it like they provide the first-hand information. It is the original first-hand made information. Nothing has been added to it. Just like, for example, back in the day in the 20th century, they used to write letters because they didn't have phones by then. So that letter is the original information. It's original, it contains the original and exact information. Then here, what do I mean by raw data? Like, it is raw data, it is unfiltered information, it has not been processed, it has not been corrected or edited. So probably if it was being made, there might be errors in spelling, in the way maybe the diagrams were drawn, in case it's a case study. It has the unfiltered information that has not been corrected, the right information which has not been edited, but it is unfiltered. So another characteristic of primary sources is unmediated evidence. First of all, let me say something else. For this characteristic of raw data, for example, maybe a scientist did some research, laboratory research on a certain subject. That first information that he wrote on a piece of paper, on a laptop, on a computer, that is the raw data. Then unmediated evidence. It has not been reacted to, like it has not been reacted to yet. It is its own source of evidence because nothing has been removed or added from it. Then another, we look at the purpose of primary sources. They offer raw evidence. Like we said earlier on, a characteristic was that it is raw data. So by the fact that it is raw data, it obviously offers raw evidence. It shows and it is a proof that in case maybe I am an author or a writer, there is always that first piece of information that I make. That is proof that that is my piece of work. I didn't edit it, it is not corrected, it has mistakes and errors, maybe in spelling, in my handwriting. That is raw evidence. In case I am penalized somewhere, maybe in the future in the court, that is my evidence that I will offer. Then it provides a research foundation, primary sources of information. Remember, this is the original data, the original information that was started with. It was a foundation that was laid for maybe a future source of a future like set of information, right? So it provides a research foundation that we look back on that raw data, that raw evidence, and we use it for our future furthering our studies. Maybe some scientists started a research and we also need to do a research about that same particular subject. We use that same raw data as a research foundation. Then the next one is insight into context. Like, well, how do I explain this? Like, uh, imagine some people are doing a research in a particular area and they have some information like maybe raw data. So that raw data enables them to connect to the events. Obviously, they have some information about the place. So that information will help them connect to the events that happened in that place, maybe historically or sometime back or currently as happening in the moment. Then a direct connection. This direct connection, it means primary sources of information probably being raw data, not interpreted, not corrected, nothing has been added into. It enables like people studying, let me say historians, archaeologists studying a particular area. For example, if they're studying the pyramids of Egypt, it enables them to connect to the figures, elements, and events that are happening in that particular area because it is direct raw hand information, not interpreted, not corrected. Okay, so we have secondary sources of information yet. Next, so we're talking about the characteristics like we did earlier with the primary sources. I hope you guys are picking what I am teaching you. So, characteristic of secondary sources is that they're interpretive, unlike raw data with the original first-hand information. Unlike primary sources that have original first-hand information, which is raw data, not interpreted. Original. This, in the other hand, has been interpreted. Imagine maybe you wrote some kind of document, you made errors, maybe you made wrong sentences, poor spelling, poor spacing. Here we interpret the information. So the sources of information that are secondary have interpreted information. Then do we have evaluative? They have been evaluated, like the data or the information that they contain has been categorized or characterized in depending on its value, like it has been put in order, it has been grouped or organized in an orderly way for easy understanding. Then another characteristic of secondary sources is that they have a summary. You can't make a document, you can't do a research, you can't have research information that is organized and grouped and it can't give us a summary. What are you talking about in the first place? So secondary sources of information, having been interpreted and evaluated, have a summary to give you a clear and brief understanding of what you just read that was interpreted. Then they are contextual, like very contextual. In other words, they have a way that they have a brief meaning, a brief explanation, not like primary sources that have not been interpreted. And yeah, so they have contextual information that is easier to understand. Okay, then the purposes of secondary sources almost connected to their characteristics. Okay, so the first purpose is contextualization. Yeah. In other words, contextualization is like they provide information, they derive information that is more easier to understand. They derive information in a way that it is summarized and directly interpreted, making it easier for direct understanding of maybe a particular event or an idea of something. So that is a purpose. Otherwise, importance of primary secondary sources of information. Then interpretation and analysis over here. This one applies majorly to researchers and people who are maybe having doing a field or case study. In other words, having derived information from the primary sources of information from the raw data, it is interpreted and it is able to be understood by those doing a research, okay, making it easier for them to understand what they are studying and researching about. Then here it provides a broader understanding about maybe social, economic, or cultural or historical something, maybe event that happened, having been interpreted and contextualized. There is a broader and easier understanding. I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson and what I taught you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe after watching the video. If you have liked what you saw, what I taught you, don't forget to like. Bye. See you next time. Thank you for watching my video.